While mythology certainly has its place in pop culture today, it's safe to say that some characters are more popular than others. One such character is Medusa. Medusa is a gorgon. Gorgons are mythical creatures that have hair made of living snakes. In addition to this, they have the power to turn those that look at them into stone. An opponent that can only be successfully defeated by avoiding eye contact is an interesting and formidable one for sure. In the myth, Medusa is bested by Perseus, who manages to avoid eye contact through using the reflection of his shield to aid his inability to directly stare at her. He then uses the severed head of Medusa as a weapon, the deadly gaze still present within the lifeless head. While the myth revolves around Perseus, Medusa appears outside of his story, making her way into pop culture through references. Said references are either direct, or a very subtle hint towards Medusa or the concept of the Gorgons overall. In some cases, she's the only one from Perseus' story to appear. Naturally, the two Clash of the Titans movies feature Medusa, as well as Percy Jackson and the Olympians. While the portrayals of Medusa differ in appearance, the same snake-haired, stone-gazing Gorgon is present.
Heads up.
Medusa slithers her way into more than just films, though. There are several video games which feature Medusa, or, less specifically, Gorgons. In most of these appearances, Medusa's hair still slithers with snakes, and her gaze still petrifies. What makes it interesting in games is that a player who's familiar with Medusa, due to her prominence in pop culture, will know to look away from any Medusa they meet in the game. And oftentimes, the game's programmers implement this petrifying gaze as a mechanic, rewarding those who know to look the other way. In some games, such as Terraria, the player even has the option of using Medusa's head as a weapon, harming those in its gaze. Even when Medusa doesn't make the cut in media, some parts of her powers, or ways to deal with her, make their appearance in other media. For example, in the web series Ruby, some characters are able to use their eyes to turn monsters into stone. While there are no Gorgons in this world, powers very similar in nature appear and suggest that inspiration was taken from Medusa. As to how to deal with Medusa, in an oddly specific example, the cartoon Jimmy Neutron features an episode where residents of town are hypnotized by a television program. Jimmy learns that the program does this without getting hypnotized. To do this, he watches the program in a reflection, preventing him from receiving the hypnotic effects. While there was no petrification, a mythology reader may recognize the scene as something similar to what Perseus does to prevail against Medusa. While there are plenty of other examples, the ones provided do more than enough to demonstrate that Medusa has cemented her place in pop culture. Shown here in the video are just a few examples of Medusa's appearance in pop culture, but there are others out there, so keep an eye out, but be careful not to look.